Good evening and welcome to a live edition of Hammers Headlines in association with the guys over at kumb.com. If you haven't already, go and check them out on their website, on their channel forum. Great content, loads of West Ham fans, loads of opinions, you name it. It's all there. Now, I need you to do me a favour. I did a pre-record of this show earlier on, and this volume and the audio was not working. So please let me know if you can hear me properly. And if not, I'll need to get something rejigged, but I think you can. So we'll get started straight into it and all about some of the news that's coming out of today. And as you know, as a West Ham fan, it's relentless at this moment. It's non-stop news coming here, there, everywhere, you name it. The news is coming out all the time as a West Ham fan. So we'll get started on the first news story of today, and that is about Kurt Zouma. And he's been ordered to carry out 180 hours of community service and banned from keeping cats for 5 years. The defender was sentenced at the Thames Magistrate Courts this morning, and after kicking and slapping his pet in a home video posted on Snapchat, his younger brother, Dagenham and Redbridge footballer Johan Zouma, was filmed the attack and was given 140 hours of community service himself. Kurt drew a lot of attention over that footage that happened when he and his brother made the biggest mistake of their lives. And the district judge, Susan Holdham, described the actions as disgraceful and reprehensible. Kurt pleaded guilty last week to 2 counts of causing unnecessary suffering to a cat after blaming the family pet for damaging a chair. And the judge did say the cat looked up to you to care, but for its needs. And on that date in February, you did not provide for its needs, but you caused unnecessary suffering for their own amusement. You had 2 Bengal male pet cats who have since been signed over and have been rehomed. A West Ham spokesperson said the club hopes everyone will now allow Kurt the chance to learn from his mistake and move on. The court was told that Johan, 24 at the time, who was temporarily banned from playing from the club after the footage was emerged, had sent the video of the attack to a woman he was due to go on a date with, but she was so shocked that she called off their meeting, telling him, "I don't think hitting a cat like that is okay, so don't bother coming." This is what happens when it's live. Sorry, coughing away. And she looked, the court, like I said, so she was very shocked, and they sentenced the pair. And the judge kept on going by saying, both of you took part in a disgraceful act with this pet cat. You must be aware that others look up to you and many young people aspire to emulate you. In addition to the community service and the ban of caring for cats, Kurt was also told to pay the costs of court costs of £9,000. Again, West Ham spoke out and said, West Ham wishes to make clear that we condemn in the strongest terms of any form of animal abuse or cruelty. And this type of behaviour is unacceptable and it's not in line with the values of the football club. Within 48 hours of the footage emerging, we fined Kurt the maximum available to the club, and every single penny of this money is now with a number of deserving charities, all dedicated to animal welfare. So leave your comments in the comments section and let me know your thoughts on Kurt Zouma and his brother being fined at court and getting community service. Next up today is about West Ham and Declan Rice. The Declan Rice saga continues. We're hearing that he's not going to sign a new contract with West Ham, as West Ham were ready to soften their stance over including a release clause in any of the contracts that was going to be offered to Declan Rice. He's shunned a couple of contract offers put forward to him by West Ham over the last 12 months, and he's understandably keen to evaluate his options. And West Ham are reluctant to cash in on our soon-to-be club captain, and instead wish to build a team around him, regularly challenging, you could say, for the top 4, top 6 positions and Champions League football. 2 years currently remain on Declan Rice's contract with an option of an additional year. And we recognise that the deal that we made to Declan Rice back in 2019 no longer represents his standing at the club. Indeed, the international could likely command wages very, very high in today's modern market. And he has stated any future move will have the mindset or any position he wants to find himself in is going to be about ambition to win, potentially, rather than money. We all know money talks, but you can't really fault the guy for that. He's due a substantial wage rise from West Ham, and he should be really our biggest earner based upon his ability and what he's actually achieved for the club. So we believe now that reports are suggesting that he's not going to sign a new contract with the club unless things can change. But the biggest thing that we need to see this summer is the squad getting strengthened and West Ham progressing. If we're going to have the slightest of chances of trying to keep him past this year, West Ham need to go and win something in order to keep him, and not just him, and other players reasonably satisfied. So leave your comments in the comment section as well about Declan Rice potentially shunning another contract offer from West Ham and looking likely that he may not extend his contract from there. And I'll move on to the last story, and that is a fantastic story. West Ham have been delighted to confirm that 7 of their academy scholars have signed their first professional contracts with the club. The under-18s captain Michael Forbes, goalkeeper Jacob Knightbridge, right back Junior Robinson, left back Regan Clayton, centre back Kaelan Casey, defender Will Greenidge, and midfielder George Earthy have all put pen to paper on professional terms with West Ham. Now, there are younger scholars that have signed today as well. That will get addressed tomorrow in the other Hammers headlines there. Forbes, Knightbridge, Robinson, Clayton, Casey, and Earthy played pivotal roles in the under-18 success this campaign, helping Kevin Keane's team finish second in the under-18 Premier League South table, whilst also enjoying a 17-league match unbeaten run, which stretched from October to March. Those 6 players featured in most of the under-18 matches for the campaign just finished, while Forbes, Clayton, Robinson, and Casey also earned appearances in Mark Robinson's under-23s throughout the season in Premier League 2 and Premier League Cup. Greenidge, meanwhile, has been a consistent presence in the development side this season, making 21 appearances in all competitions for the side. The newly signed professionals will now move on to the next stage of their development, regularly training with West Ham under-23s at the Rush Green training ground. And the academy manager, Ricky Martin, said each of these players has performed very well as scholars at West Ham, adapted well to the day-to-day life of being an academy footballer, and through their hard work has been able to secure a professional contract. It's a really special day when 7 players get to sign professionally. Seeing players come through and earning professional terms is great news for the club, our academy, and the supporters as well. And a lot of hard work goes into the Academy of Football from our players, and we see that, don't we? As fans, we absolutely see that. Coaches and support staff, and we should rightly celebrate when our players reap the rewards of these efforts. That hard work must now continue for these young professionals. They need to remain dedicated and keep the right attitude, values which we hold in high regard at the Academy of Football. Kevin Keane, the under-18s coach, he was delighted for the 7 scholars, and he's worked extensively with them over the last couple of seasons, and he's given us a little bit of insight into each of the players' individual qualities. I've looked a little bit further into them and given you a little bit more information on the young lads. So let me get started with Regan Clayton, who plays a wing back last year. He's also tenacious, hard-working, and he's got a great left foot. He knows the game very well from such a young player after appearing regularly for the under-18s in the 21-22 season. Clayton made his competitive under-23 debut at a second-half substitute in the 4-2 win over Crystal Palace. Under-23s in South London. So good on him. George Earthy, he is a very bright attacking midfield player. He's very creative. He has a fantastic engine, got a number of goals and assists for West Ham, despite being an under-16s player. Exciting midfielder, George Earthy was an under-18s regular for West Ham in the 2021 season, making 16 appearances in all competitions. Junior Robinson is an athlete and a tenacious defender who played wing-back last year. He ranked very highly in assists for an attacking fullback. He's a very exciting player. He's also previously represented England's under-15s level, but cites his proudest achievement as his young Lions debut at the under-17 level against Belgium in the late 2020. Kaelan Casey, big lad, played nearly every game for them last year and was outstanding. He reads the game exceptionally well, which I think is his main attribute aside from his height and how good he is in the air he is. An Academy of Football player since he was 5 years old. Then we had Jacob Knightsbridge, who went on with the West Ham squad last summer to St Andrews, and I did get to see him in his training there. He's a goalkeeper. He's come on so much in the last year. After working with Jimmy Walker, his game understanding improved so much. He's a very exciting young goalkeeping prospect. First-team goalkeeping coach Xavi Valero brought Knightsbridge to West Ham's training camp in St Andrews in Scotland in 2021 to train alongside a raft of senior goalkeepers. Michael Forbes was a fantastic youth team captain for them last year. He's a big, strong central defender who came into West Ham late, but has progressed rapidly to the stage where he now is on standby for the Northern Ireland under-21s. He stands at 6'2" and well built for his age. The left-footed centre-back found the back of the net on his under-18s Premier League South debut for the West Ham, heading home against Tottenham Hotspur in September of 2020. And finally, last but not least, Will Greenidge is with the under-23s and played regularly for them last season. He's a versatile defender and he will be looking to push on this year. Greenidge's form also saw him awarded the 2019-2020 Dylan Timberes Award in recognition of any outstanding campaign in which he was also recorded 2 assists. So it's absolutely fantastic news to see that the academy is getting recognised. Scholars are signing left, right and centre with their professional contracts. And leave your comments in the comment section below about the young lads themselves. This is was supposed to be a pre-recorded show. It went live because the pre-recorded show that went out, the volume and the noise was awful in the background. So I do apologize for that. There was something wrong with our audio. But please leave the comments in the section below and I will get back to you as well. But fingers crossed, we can, with Declan Rice, I think we're all right for at least another season. What's your thoughts on Zouma? Will it have an effect on West Ham? And what do you think about the academy, young lads? Stay safe, subscribe to the channel, and come on, you Irons.